That was very suspicious. Hi Annie, how's it going? I don't know how to answer your question. I'll just say yes.
How sweet. Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh, huh. I forgot we even had an attic.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz.
Yeah, but they belong
I
to
put them on the
Fitz.
statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio with his guitar.
Huh.
No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
Ooh.
I don't know, in a hallway. I can't remember exactly.
I'm good, I'm
I
good.
see a lot of
Very
birds
much
up in the
enjoying this
rooftop
game,
garden.
as you can see.
They seem to really like it up there.
Very invested.
Why's that?
It's
This
quiet.
mystery.
I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
Yes, the voice acting in this game is perfect. Like everyone is cast well, the acting is perfect.
Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No. We found it in Penny's room.
Right.
Good luck, Damien, hope you win.
I think it's kinda cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective. Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling, with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah.
He's
does
also
that.
hot.
Did you find that in Fifi's
Sadly,
room?
he's getting married.
No? Should we have?
No, it's just... It looks like something she'd use, don't you think?
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
You've asked that question before, Damien,
No, that's not really my style.
and I
is
will
it?
not answer it
But
again.
who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya
I
took
agree with
good
Annie.
care of her stuff.
So there are 2 families living in Tangle Tower?
Mm-hmm. 3 pointers and 5 fellows.
3 Pointer Sisters.
4 fellows.
What's the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the Fellows.
So the fellows and the Pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your
Left.
mother now?
Yeah, where is
No
she?
idea.
Hmm.
There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful.
Clean.
Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think. What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird. Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly?
Oh, how nice.
Hmm.
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone? Or signed by anyone?
Yes.
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you? I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control.
You want inspiration,
Thinking
yeah?
something of physical form can make it
Don't
easier
judge,
to deal with.
Grimoire. Bitch.
Well, sometimes. When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
Yeah,
No.
it's not a knife.
It was a stupid thing to
It's
say.
a feather.
The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything. That belongs to Flora, I think. It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it. What was inside?
Nothing.
Huh. Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do. Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
Scary.
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying. Floating, helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
Damn.
Feathers flashing in the light from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
Ooh.
With surging tide, the waves are thrown, an entity of all its own. But on its surface you may see, reflected in the waters be, the orchestrator, pale and still, pulling strings, enacting will. Needless noise from tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell. The spoken word, unfit for dealing with the shifting form of feeling. Stand unblinking
Damn,
in
whoever
the
wrote
face
this.
of taciturn and soundless space.
So gorgeous.
Softly does the flower grow, all in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way.
Ooh.
Foregone drifter, holding fast, days a shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender, accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom some four walls make around a room? Between the lips a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze. Hard of head, but free of mind, unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond, behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied, it's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
That's me. I'm on a list of murder suspects. Always thought that would be kinda cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
She doesn't have a poem about herself. Huh? Why didn't you hear a poem about her?
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
Ha! I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too. You truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
Okay.
No organization, no system.
Oh,
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint. A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
tell
It was
me.
empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told? Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No. One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music. I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Well, we know now that the client is Percival.
Some breed of amphibious humanoid. Potentially bipedal. Although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
Oh,
I
that's true.
guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Well, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
True.
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around.
What's that supposed to mean?
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
A book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Aren't we
Are we-
having one now?
Not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
Right?
I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got one, has he? Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
Paints.
The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth?
Sell it.
And you consider that important evidence, do you? 3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
Probably not.
What is that?
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double-check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see. 314 cases solved.
Wow, she's been counting.
314. Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
Quite the stoic statue, isn't she? I can only dream of being as cold and indifferent as Flora Fellow.
You think she's hiding something?
Perhaps. She has
I
some
like that she's jealous.
strange habits. I heard she barely sleeps. An hour here or there, sporadically.
Oh.
Spends the rest of her time staring up at the sky. Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition. No focus.
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely. Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. I find her rather embarrassing, little more than a spoilt child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. I'll say this, he's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse, but I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In
Not the
secret.
breeding.
Whoa.
In secret.
Scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless.
What's that supposed to mean?
Freya Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived her to be the most intelligent individual here at Tangle Tower.
Now
Within
she's
a
dead.
day, she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching. I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed. I regret that I did not question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
What?
I do
Yeah,
not
what
wish to do your
signs?
job for you, Detective.
Wow. Just help me a bit here.
A giant.
AKA a greenhouse.
Okay, let's ask Fitz, and then we'll explore even more. We'll ask his suspicion last.
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation.
That's a
That
good
belongs to
point.
Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure. What's with the broken glass?
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone. It's an egg with feet.
It was locked. But we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story. Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course. Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks.
Damn.
There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Any idea who this is?
No idea. Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. How odd. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Me 3.
Oh, grimoire.
Sorry. I thought you said me too.
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
That's why I remember when I used to commute to school, I would wear earphones even if there's nothing playing in them, so that people will not talk to me.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her. It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details. Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like a twist, you know?
Oh?
That's quite sweet, really. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Felix made that? Huh. Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form.
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, that's... It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
He doesn't.
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell.
Interesting.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing? Recently.
Good.
Oh.
It's good.
What was that pause?
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3
Grimoire.
words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out,
Interesting.
maybe you can let me know. I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone. She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
Okay, let's find out about this.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower, holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Maybe Fifi lied.
Fifi lied about seeing Fitz.
You think so?
Maybe not.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Or maybe Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
Here we go. The trowel.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
But oh, maybe the project flower in Penny's room.
An ornate trowel was used to bury a potted flower in Penny's room. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. An ornate trowel
There.
is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Proves its connection. It's the same soil as this flower. As this fruit, sorry.
Let's take a closer look at these.
It's the same soil. The pot and soil in in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in the greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
Yep.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
That's what I thought.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again. But when she's not there, water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
That's why it's still alive. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
This seems very important. I don't seem to have anything
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
that answers that yet. There's also that one in Penny's room. If I can't solve it, I'll probably go to what's-his-face first.
It's a
Felix.
Are
birdhouse.
those real?
Thing is, I don't have clues for this.
Just gonna rest my brain.
Don't have clues for it. There's another one left. Something I can't solve yet.
We already solved it.
Ah, okay.
It's a little wooden box for
To
paint.
the casual observer.
Oh! Did I not?
They're
open
not
this?
real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Hello, Sunny Pop. Thank you for the lurk. It's not there. Oh, it is. This goes here. 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 Okay. This is saying shortest to longest. I think this one has to be blue. This one says longest. This one says shortest. This one says green. This one says. Ah, this is it.
There we go.
Perfect. What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Ooh. Two young girls, one in red hair, one in green hair. Photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off. That's Fifi and
There's something about
Poppy.
that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Did I find everything?
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kind of. It's a jar.
Huh. Just Dusty Jones. Just Dusty Jones.
Where's that light coming from?
That's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think
That's it?
is?
That's all he says? Maybe let's see what happens if I show Flora everything.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies besides staring out the window? We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try.
Yeah, I don't think I should waste my time showing her things that I don't think she would talk about.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was gonna say something there.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna say something.
You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you?
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter? Supposedly, Freya was working...
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush. Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Freya's painting supplies.
Let's ask Felix about his sus thing. And then we'll ask Poppy.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
It's not your paint pot.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
It's, this one. Has a different color. It has a different, symbol. It has the mountain symbol and not the brush symbol.
Let's take a closer look at this. Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
But he
That
forgot
red
to
paint is from
change.
Freya's supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Yeah.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Dun dun dun. It is connected. Because this red paint pot was somehow filled with blood. After Freya used it to paint Flora.
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood after Freya used it to paint
before.
Flora.
It should be
Almost.
before.
Maybe just change. This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something. Right, fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, Well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Empty.
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit insensitive.
That's forward.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked
Gave
to
it
have
to
music
Freya.
playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano,
Piano
music.
music.
Sounds an awful lot like
Your
music,
music.
to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Oh! I can prove. You used to like these colors.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
This one's Poppy. I kept saying this was Freya, but no, this is Poppy. Because this is... this one's Fifi and Freya. Yeah. Because Freya has green hair.
Let's take a closer look at this. The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
I'll
is.
prove it.
Ta-da!
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up? And then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Probably wasn't one to look like that. This would probably... I think this is...
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
Yes.
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Love this. Okay, I need to look for more clues. I think... Who have I not asked about yet? So Hawkshaw, Percival, Penny, and Fifi. I haven't found their suspicions yet. This one I haven't solved.
Do you think he'll start to move?
No, I think he'll just...
That's why there's an R at the door. Because it's a Remington.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Toot, 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 toot.
Please don't do that. It's a garden, I think.
We could...
Ready when you are. Giant stone frog.
Yeah, he's
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
It's an
He's playing.
Ezo,
Well, they're not, and they're not headphones. They're earmuffs. They're bird cages. But the birds are coming and
Is that a
going. Oh,
metaphor?
it totally is.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your
I
hands?
do by weight. I can feel if one side is heavy. Check out that butterfly.
Look.
Wow. Judgment.
A rather magnificent...
There's a letter P carved into the side.
a little writing desk.
There's nothing written in the book. Although some...
And especially fancy.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Maybe this is the next one to solve.
You know, I've always...
Hey.
I would look at...
Ah. There's 7.
Nothing.
So there are 2 ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets, and rotate the sun and moon.
Hi, Bomb. How you doing? You're confused? You need help? On what? Seems to be.
I guess that's wrong.
I think you just need to get the shadows to line up with the shape on the base.
Oh! I see it now. I see it now. Oh, of course, of course. That is what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. Yes, this is a point-and-click adventure. Again? He's asked that question before. Not there. Ah,
I got it.
I'm impressed. Did you hear that?
that was a difficult
Something
puzzle.
unlocked.
You needed a few hints.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Oh, the golden beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton, composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss, records over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible, this mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
So maybe I could solve this one. Just didn't know. Well, I don't know anything about linguistics
It's a
in order
birdhouse.
to answer
Are
your
those
question.
real?
You have to ask a linguist about it, not me. So why would the positions matter?
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Well, that's my answer. What the fuck do you fucking want? Maybe this one's here.
Nothing.
I think the birds are related to each other.
That's what I thought. Oh, maybe the color. No. Oh, wait, it is the color. I mean, not all birds are related, Annie, if you think about it. This one. Oh, there it is. That's it.
I got it.
I'm impressed.
Don't agree with him, Mike.
Did the door
I
open?
thought you were on my side.
What's in there?
Now I'll get her. Crumpled paper. A ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled into the paper. Now I'll get her. Show it to Penny. But how are you, Bob? How's your day going?
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Yes.
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
Okay.
We do that.
Just be honest
Who's
and
the
grimoire.
her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
It is! We're solving a murder here, bitch. I love the music in her. It's very cute. Okay, let's ask him about the golden beetle. He knows about it.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower.
No one wants to tell
I'm
me.
not the first scientist
Anything.
to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Yeah.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested.
Maybe.
Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
This one.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
Yeah, he's
What
more interested
could you
in insects.
possibly mean by that?
I
More
think you're interested
in insects.
in a slightly different field of research.
Insects.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Your telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why
Oh,
would
you're done
I
with meetings
need to
and
spy
tasks.
on
Nice.
Flora?
Why?
Now you're
because
here
you
to
lost
bug
your
me,
golden
aren't
beetle
you?
specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Slay those tasks.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
Yep.
It's... you...
Because she
It's
knows
a
where the
very
beetle
precious
is.
specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora, not Freya.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first
Yeah.
place.
Right.
That changes things.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
Later. We have to talk to what's Hawk. Keep forgetting her name. Hawk Wak Wak with Fresh.
This
Hawker
little
Chan.
microscope thing? You said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense.
Hawkshaw.
If you knew what my client had asked me to find.
The golden
Of course,
beetle.
I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
I know what it
You're
is.
such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
Yeah. It's the golden beetle.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
Oh.
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
Because it's not a microscope at all. Actually,
It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
Very interesting to learn that about you, Bob. Well, it's been years since you've done something like that, so I guess you were used to not working in office. Dano's good. Is the first, I see. What's the gypsums? Oh, magnifying glass.
The handheld
No, I think
microscope,
this is wrong.
according to Fifi, uses a magnifying glass, so Hawkshaw stole it. Nope.
A fake glass lens. That's what Fifi said. So Hawkshaw lied about it.
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi,
Still wrong.
uses a fake glass lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Change one thing. Oh, this one.
The handheld microscope was created
No.
by Fifi to use a fake glass lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right.
So this was correct according to Fifi's. In Fifi test substitution. Yeah. Was it the magnifying glass?
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a magnifying glass, so Hawkshaw lied about it. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Oh, so this is not correct. So this was...
The handheld
No.
Almost.
I forgot what Fifi said, but it was something like this.
The handheld microscope,
There.
according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to
challenge.
stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child,
Oh,
what did you aspire to become?
where's she going with this?
Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy.
Oh,
I
sad.
wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's
That's
errand,
why
to
she
be
looks
sure,
like Kylo Ren.
but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
But he doesn't
I
like
never would have guessed.
astronomy.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct.
Yes.
As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect
Is dead.
is your murder victim.
Yeah, the VA of this game is really good, Bob. I think they really focused on it as well.
Is that...
Of sorts. Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing...
Hey, look it's a model. What are you
That
thinking?
would make an amazing...
Hi, Nix. How's your stream? Since I am bread. Why is it our fault that you're not here? When you're the one who's not here.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
No. Obviously not.
from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint
Like-
pot and hid that feather after the crime.
Yeah.
Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the
ground.
window.
Yeah.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Yes.
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
Something
How
glass.
is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
Is there a missing?
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle.
Yeah.
That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with the painting.
Maybe
It's on her
something went through
palette.
it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Yes.
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Oh, that's true. That's why in the attic we saw that crack on the floor. You don't remember shit deposit? That's what I was telling you, Bomb, remember? When I played the second Monkey Island game? The puzzles did not age well. You know, I played a different LucasArts game last week, Bomb. It's called Loom. I highly recommend Loom. Loom. Because that one aged well perfectly, and it was very fun to play.
Where's that light coming from?
It's just daylight. There's a decent gap between those floors.
And yes, if you're
Where's
planning
that
on
light
playing
coming
this
from?
next,
It's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap.
don't watch. So that...
Is that what I think it is?
There was something here then.
Sally, you don't have a dust allergy, do you?
No. Do you?
Let me put it this way.
Bitch. Little bitch grimoire.
Someone painted out
Do
the
you
window.
think it was done...
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
That's why that eye is there.
The attic's directly above us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
Red color on the tip of knife. Because of blood. No weapon found at the scene, but the subject holding a knife. Single stab wound on her chest. I feel like I'm missing a specific thing. I have to find it. Oh. So did I already search it? Should talk to Poppy, it says.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Uh-huh.
You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have.
Why, Bob?
She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Oh.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
That is what I need to know.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
It's not Fifi's diary. It's Freya's diary. I just got it now.
Is this your diary, Fifi?
It's not.
We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is
It's the
mine.
same one in the photo.
Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
and... This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Yeah. It's someone else's diary.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something
Look at
to
Fifi.
prove
What do we
who the
want me to
original
look at,
owner
Bob?
was.
This photo.
Let's take a closer look at this.
I like this part of the game though, because it's literally testing us. Testing us if we understand everything.
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
I don't know. You tell us. Fifi's hair looks like... Freya. No, Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
It's me. I know, it's back. Hi, it's me. No, I'm just kidding. It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soulbearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. I need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them all 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Yes.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I
statue
think.
in the garden.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Ah! This wasn't here before.
This wasn't here before.
Copying me, my dialogue, Sally.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you two. Freya. Huh? Isn't Freya dead?
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
Well, it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to
Oh
ourselves
god,
for
this
now.
game is awesome.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
This is so good. Unfinished business. Oh, the first chapter was unfinished painting. But I haven't still solved Penelope's part. But I guess that's the last thing. If it's like the first game. I think we have to play the music. And then listen to the thing. Oh, wait. I thought it would keep playing if I click out. Oh! This is supposed to help open the thing. The harp statue. Okay. First is bell, and then lips, and then piano, and then birds. So what would bell mean? Oh, bell must be the chimes?
What?
Wind chimes. Silent. Wooden wind chimes.
Maybe the wind chimes? No, it's not. Because it's changing. Was there a bell? Oh yes, there was a doorbell. Okay, it's that symbol. And then after doorbell was... What is it? Doorbell... Lips? So someone's singing? Someone's... Or something with lips. Oops, I clicked on that. Is it lips?
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
It is lips.
Let's come back later.
You know what? Let's do birds and piano first. Chime after chime. Fucking hell. Well, you wanted it, Nick. I wasn't gonna answer him.
They're bird cages. But the birds...
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
And especially fancy.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Is this not birds?
Does this count
Yeah,
as...
no. Doesn't matter.
Answer
It's
it
one of those
again,
big
Nick. I'm not
pianos with the
answering.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
If you're both asking it. Someone has to go first. Okay, there. Yes, okay. Keep going.
Ah, a little water.
It's making
Wonder how
me-
it's hooked up.
Giant stone frog?
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
A little pond.
It looks... See those metal...
Yeah.
Nothing. Looks like somebody broke them and then...
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz."
What if I use it on... There, those are birds. Those are birds. I need you, boo.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message in
I think there wasn't, but someone scratched it off.
That's all I ever want. Gotta see you, boo. I need you, boo.
It's too cloudy.
It's also daytime.
Lips and piano. I really... There was... Oh, this piano, not the other piano.
There's a name. You know.
No?
There's a name. You know. We already solved it.
I'm so confused. What kind of piano does it want me to listen to? I mean, I was already there at Poppy. I'm Poppy!
It's one of those big
Don't
pianos.
touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
Oh! I have to make her play. Okay. I have to make her play
Yeah,
this.
it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Did that not work? Oh, there. Okay, and then lips. Someone has to sing. Who's singing? I guess Penelope could sing. Should she sing?
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
I think I have a guess. If this is correct, it would be funny. If it's not correct, I think this should be the answer. I was wrong. Because that was just bird. So, whose lips then? Who's gonna sing? It's not Flora. She's not singing.
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What?
Grimoire.
I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening. We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her. We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials?
Not the third time.
You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Poor child. Someone has to sing. Search for the answer. Is it really Freya's? I think the hints are not hinting. Are you sure?
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
This might have been for keeping
Look at
insects.
that.
Freya's plant. They must not. It's a.
I think it could also be a shark.
Even though someone's been tracking in mud. Did Freya? Maybe she painted them when she was.
Let's leave them alone.
I think this is it then. You just keep saying we should search Freya's room. Looks like more of a reason for Bomb to get a PC then. Yeah. But then mouse and keyboard. I'm just kidding. It's music. What am I missing?
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
Aw, why won't you? AJ.
That painting.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere.
The atmosphere of chaos?
Hang on. There's a smaller
It's
version.
a photograph.
Laura's Tower. I was trying to play it here, but
It's piano music.
just the same. Because that was recorded.
The whole room is...
Yeah, there might be a reason for that. A bunch of old books, covered in dust now, but they look well.
Give me a fucking hint. Gardens.
It's a rose bush. Apart from a
The
couple
roses are bright.
aren't
Exactly.
trees on a roof.
In a garden.
In a garden on a roof.
That's one big dragon.
Or one very small dragon. Careful, we're pretty
Yeah,
high.
we're on a roof. Giant stone frog.
Yeah,
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Ah, a little water feature.
It's making me sleepy.
Wonder how it's hooked up. A little pond.
See those
Oh,
nuts?
yeah.
Looks like somebody broke them and then...
The door into
So,
Ah, I guess so.
it's so relaxed. I might just stay here.
Oh, shut up.
That'd be great.
It's the door into
One of only 2 ways to
Oh,
get...
yeah.
Okay, the hints aren't helping. Which card is ready to- This one? There's a greenhouse. Yeah.
Tools. Used by gardening.
It's a stone car.
I think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
What animal?
Hawk.
Right. A hawk bear lizard.
It's a bandstand.
It's
It's a
small.
one-man bandstand. Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare.
Is it working?
No. It's full of the same.
Any
weird-
fish in there?
Not a single. Although there is something.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
What? Do they not find this at all? Set tape damaged by water. Was it there the whole time and I just missed it? I hope it's someone singing.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
There. Happens if I play backwards. Yes, very interesting.
That's all 4 melodies, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Should we go back to the gardens again?
Yep. Here we go, finding out more.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be able to. That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Ooh.
Are we
Secret.
gonna go in?
Yeah, but there's a couple of things I want to do first.
Collect all clues. Collect suspicion for all subjects. Oh, I thought we were done with Penelope already. Apparently, we're not. So there is something missing in Freya's route that I haven't done.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Do you think this was...
I don't know.
No windows either. Drawings.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like 2 people standing together in a garden.
Oh, there we go.
One of them's holding a red rose.
Oh, Fitz and Poppy. The red rose, drawing Fifi, drawing Detective Hatshaw.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
So, yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from Red Roses.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue.
In the garden.
Something that shows the roses and who they belong to.
This one.
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
A red rose.
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't
Get
forget,
the birds. Yeah.
Penny's the resident ornithologist.
She used the
My
birds.
dears, what are you accusing me of?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fritz. And distract them?
One of Penny's birds
No.
was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and distract them. Almost. Maybe just...
Still evidence?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those two have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing
That was the beginning of their thing.
wanted to know what they were up
Yeah,
to.
what to call it.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds.
It's the
Something
feathers.
to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Yes.
Let's take a closer look at these.
One of them matches Tabitha. There you go. It's yellow feather. Was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days, but being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Are we done?
For now, it's about time we found out what's beneath the garden.
Here we go! I'm excited to find out whatever secret.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Underneath. It's a laboratory.
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold. What's in there? 9 beetles. All different, all dead.
Poor little guys.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean. It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass. Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird-looking
I'm
sink.
pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Diagonally slide the latches in the correct position. What an interesting puzzle. Curious. There we go.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad.
Cool.
Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Secret research, a folder containing research notes and diagrams. Our unique flora and fauna is by the byproduct of a number of as yet unidentified chemicals. These chemicals are continually present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected.
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
It's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
It's the golden beetle.
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
Yeah.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
This one?
Pointer was hiding from Freya in the underground laboratory. Nope.
So that's complete wrong. Ah.
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite.
Hmm.
Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We
Yeah.
know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down? Again?
Lowest level.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
A metal rod. Sleek but sturdy metal rod has been stabbed into a photograph. Bug has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow in the hand of a clock. A small loop at the back with a short length of red rope connected to it. Metal is perfectly clean and polished. I think I know what that is. Damaged photo. It's been framed, but is slightly damp. Photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her. Around them, several red and white birds. Metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
I have a guess.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Mistints of the scene, sky show the structure. The ink dip, elegant bird with red and white plumage. Silver snake, aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. Soul bearer, crab with 3 differently sized claws. Amphobi, frog-like creature walking on 2 legs.
This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
This one?
That's not right.
Oh, it's the painted model.
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, it makes sense when you know who he is.
It's Lord Fellow.
Lord Fellow.
Really?
Wait, no, hang on.
Felix made a little model.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Makes sense when you know who he is.
it's Lord Remington. It's Flora's dad.
Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo
It's
is...
Flora.
It's her. See the bird, too.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different. There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess.
Ooh.
The rooftop garden. That name makes a little more sense in this context.
Study.
Study. Wait,
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
how did we miss it?
Storage.
Storage.
It's Freya's room.
That's the room we're in now. It must be. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
Mm.
It's the room above us. The one we were just in.
The laboratory?
Yeah. This seems pretty significant.
Very significant.
Agreed. It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks. And a green hat draped on top for good measure.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty. Basements don't normally have windows.
We're at the bottom of the lake. It must be.
Right, but if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Mm.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with 1 candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe
Probably
they
the
just wanted to get
mutation.
rich. Like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late. Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
Oh, why is it dark?
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on, it's pitch black. But I think there's a switch. A ladder.
Want to go up?
The hidden heart.
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe. An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes, but yeah, there's something.
Not more than a pile of dust and ash among the ashes. Or several black buttons, red colored straps of fabric are still visible.
Do those look like scratch marks to you? On the glass?
Yeah, they're on the inside. Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3? Ugh. You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
I guess
I don't think we need to.
What do you mean?
We have all the information we need in our case file. This crab really reminds me.
That little-
Yeah, but I think I've seen it more recently.
Yes. It's that one as well. But where? There. Children's book. Okay. So it's...
Is that
It's
also crab?
Was
This
it like
crab,
that?
yeah, but I think I've seen it more
Shit,
recently.
forgot already. I just looked at it for 2 seconds and I already... So they're both open. They're both at an angle. One is straight, one is...
It's got
also crab. Perfect.
There we go.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Crossbow.
What is it?
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them already.
We found them already.
Yeah. I think this one is the real thingy.
I think that might attach the crossbow, but not this part of the crossbow.
Oh, this is the metal rod. There you go. This one's the real. There you go. Yes, I am at almost the end.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon.
Yes, it
But
was
that
shot
doesn't
through
mean
the
we've solved the mystery.
attic.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure. But it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Oh, that's the guy who died in the first game. Forgot his name already. Richard. Photographs said in word of fame. Dusty. 7 years old. Brass plaque of the base frame meets ambassadors of Misted Match. Photo shows 2 women, 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 people have their faces crudely covered in black ink. So this is... Yeah. Oh, you haven't played the first game. Well, it's not really a spoiler because it's the start of the first game. But this guy is the murder victim. You should go back and play it. Yes. The first one is good. It's a little less complicated than this one though. Like this one has a lot of, for lack of a better term, tanglement. Since that's the point of it. And it's much shorter than this one as well. I think this one I've been playing for 5 hours already. The first game was like 3 hours, maybe even less.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Very.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people?
Yes.
Here at Tangle Tower?
Oh no, not here.
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different.
It's Primrose, I guess.
And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
It's probably Jad.
You know,
Oh, wait,
in
no,
here
read that
though,
already.
it's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Large central sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn. Oh! This is the photograph. Remembering silhouette of a cloaked figure.
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle, mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that isn't there.
It's the crossbow.
An axe and some kind of... I'm more worried the one that isn't there.
Dragon?
A snake?
Worm?
Voice acting
That's
of
the one.
Grimoire is so fun.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. 5th ambassador located finally. Can't say I harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend to the music room for experiments. It works, perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view. It's been mostly cleaned out, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved, but I know it's time.
Someone's been using this room.
Oh, I forgot doing this. I think I remember.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Are you even a detective if you're like...
I don't get it. This room is
He's
in
in
the original
squeamish
building plans
grimoire.
for the mansion. But nowadays, it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody.
Yeah.
At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
We have the thing already. Yeah. This is the... Where is it? Photo. And then this is the... can't I see it? Oh, it's probably this one. Oh, no.
That's definitely the right. None of the pages match up to what's on the.
Oh! This one! Freya's drawing. It's action.
The painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes?
Sorry.
What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting.
Oh my god,
but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else. Someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Huh.
Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
Who knew Hawkshaw would be much a big...
Still don't know what's really going on.
Much bigger plot device. The murder. Here we go.
Time to solve this.
All right. Break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
From above.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there.
Yes,
the reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
After you
Explains
shot it.
why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
Yes.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless...
Freya was already lying on her back.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
Yes.
I think so too.
She's fallen unconscious.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
I think it's the gramophone.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
It was the music being played.
It was the music being played.
What?
Let's try that again.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
Was it the first one? There was something in... Oh,
there
yeah,
was something
yeah,
in the gramophone.
That's why the broken glass
something
in the other thing.
Small.
Yeah.
That's not it.
So that was it. It would be this one. Or am I supposed to click on the bird?
That's not it.
Isn't it this one?
That's not it.
I was hiding. Oh!
That's not it.
That. Hiding. Was it these birds?
That's not it.
Or...
That's not it.
It's not that. Yeah. So...
That's not it.
Was hiding?
That's not it.
No. It's hiding.
That's not it.
It's not birds.
That's not it.
It's not buckets. Oh, the beetle!
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened.
Oh,
Poppy
yes.
and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it,
Test.
Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
What effect was affected by a powerful frequency? This one.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
They protected themselves.
How?
The headphones.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah. What triggered it? At that particular moment. Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
Not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Supposed to be looking.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
I can see the stars.
Paint.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Maybe she did.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
You never found it.
We never found it.
You sure about that?
Oh,
Not
no.
entirely.
We found
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room.
it. I know where it is.
Where'd it go?
Found it somewhere else.
We found it somewhere else.
It's the ash.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene and ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Yes.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here.
It's in the unfinished painting.
It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, and then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Saw it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
I saw it. How did Freya show us her intentions? This one, right?
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need
Yeah.
before she started painting.
Yeah. This... The black paint is going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window.
The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window.
It's almost there. Yeah.
Maybe just change.
This is... What color is that? Brown? Brown and gray?
Brown and gray paint. Almost. Maybe just change.
Oh, the yellow paint isn't touched.
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window.
And it's yellow.
Oh.
This potted plant.
That's not it.
I thought that was it. A bird. Tabitha?
There she is. Our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did.
Ah!
But she's a very good listener.
Hi.
Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Ooh.
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
I guess. Georgia have rope. Oh, for real.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Just for free?
Justice. For Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy. The volition to create something from nothing. The willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
Mystery.
I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose, too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
Buddy.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Sure.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term, from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
Oh.
How do you know all this?
When I entered
That's
the
why
study
Remington.
at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
That's not it.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of a misted mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or
That's why Richard
destroyed.
Remington started
But I got
that
lucky.
Swamp
Got a
thing
lead. I
with
found
the
one,
Amphobi thing.
and he led me to the rest.
And what happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a
Percival.
show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
Golden Beetle.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with
Next
such a person,
game.
all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that?
Yeah.
The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
Ha! It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake. Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
No worries, Waffles. Thank you for the alert.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
This one.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now
That's so
firmly
sad.
in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not
Would
just
make
to the rest of the
Fiona
family,
leave.
but to the world, would compromise all 3 families. And perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened. Before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
Yes.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no. course, that's the sound it makes. Terrifying. Makes sense.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're
That
both
long?
fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she?
Nightmare.
No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
Probably can.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
Oh,
It was
Nice
still in the
job,
gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
Oh my goodness. Okay, none of the people are familiar. The voices sounded very familiar, but probably because they probably played people in the first game as well. My God. There was a lot of twists and turns. Don't know what to say. This was much more than the first game. The first game was already like a very interesting idea, and then this one just went on a different route. Bye, Beetle. Oh. You really enjoyed it too. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the first one as well. You didn't save the... Well, this just came out last year, so... I think the first one came out, like... even before that, so it must take them, like... I bet SFB Games is a small company. Yeah, the first game came out 2014. So it probably took them 6 years to make this one. So that's why probably, if they are planning to make a next one, which they probably are, considering how this went, it must take them a while to make the next one. And I don't mind. It's fine if they take their time. But my God, this was such a different game from the first game. Like, this felt like a... This felt like a totally different game, but at the same time, it was still about... I like that it still went back to the cryptids, the mystids, because that was the thing in the first game as well, right? And it was a big part of the first game, but like, in terms of the solving the mystery, but it wasn't a big part of why someone got killed. But now, it's like, it's more than that now. Oh my god, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's so nice. Yeah, it's just so nice. It's just so nice. It's so smart as well. Like, that's what's great about this game. Like, everything just feels so smart. Yeah. I don't know what else to say other than this is really good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm just... Ooh. And it's like one of those things where you kind of want to go back and see everything again. Not now knowing how everything went, you know? I kind of want to see the first game again now, because especially since Sally's here. I didn't expect that. Because she was in the first game as well, Sally. And like, she was a suspect. And now she's here in the second game. So like, oh, you know, want to look at that again. Anyway, that was very fun. Let's, I guess I'll just process this and think about it even more.